Everything you love about Fridays is about to be realised once more in these next 35 laps. Get ready for a race around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We have 5 red lights on ahead of the drivers. And at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, we are underway. Good start there from Hydrant. It looks like he's going to be able to convert pole into the lead into turn 1. Grace Warrior behind him isn't able to make an impression. Maxi Monster and Revoke's going side by side. Connor, my apologies, going side by side with Maxi Monster. But it seems like the Aston Martin holds the initiative. Connor now, Connor currently ahead of Matsuvo. Then comes Jay Headley. Then comes Revokes. Then comes Atomic Drax. Dumbest Fast with his P9 ahead of Gatekeeper. But the McLaren is sweeping past then on towards the end of the first sector, and the McLaren seizes 9th place. It's a bold, brilliant move from Gatekeeper, and it's the start to the race that he wanted. He is running in the same position as he started, but that could be a critical move on the Red Bulls. Now you can see Kawasa trying to make an impression on the Red Bull. This side-by-side action amongst the rear of the field, which is proven to be absolutely amazing on this opening lap. Now raging towards the Casino hairpin. And you can see the 2 Hasses going side by side. Scofie around the outside. Scofie up into 11th. He is winning the battle of the 2 Hasses at the moment. Oh, it looks like Scofie is trying to make a move on Dumbest Basket. He's looking to the outside of turn 2 as he lays down the throttle. How promising does this move look for the Haas? Venturing on towards turn 3 and 4. He's trying the up and under, and he takes 10th place. But it seems, Jay Headley. Jay Headley is now crashed out of the race. And the Mercedes, his venture in this race has lasted just over 2 laps. But for the likes of Hydrant, who wants to preserve this race lead, it is going to be imperative that he gets the right start. Atomic Drax comes into the pits, and he has received a 5-second time penalty for speeding through the pit lane. But we are back underway here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And we're riding on board with Matsuvo, winner in Austria, winner in Paul Ricard, but he currently sits in 5th place at the moment. And it looks like Dumbest Basket has spun. He loses his front wing too. And that Red Bull lost front wing is on the missing list. But let's feast our eyes upon this battle between Connor and Matsuvo. The battle for 4th place. It is currently won, but the Alfa Romeo has the upper hand on. But Matsuvo has shown incredible speed in the first 2 races. He will look to solidify his place as the man to beat in this championship. The only driver, he's the only driver amongst the front runners that is on the medium compound tyres. Meanwhile, Grace Warrior is, going side by side with Maxi Monster, with the Aston Martin powering around the outside of turn 1. It looks like he may have the place, a little bit of contact between the 2, but the Aston Martin on exit as he lays down the throttle, looks like he has the position. But Connor now is the second driver to find the wall off the exit of turn 2. He now tumbles down the order. And the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is biting and biting again down this long DRS straight and on towards the final 2 corners. The Ferrari, he has the speed down the straight, and he has 2nd place back. Hydrant, though, out in front is 3.5 seconds clear of Grace Warrior. He is cementing his lead and is just orchestrating a race of absolute brilliance so far. It seemed like it was going to be a season of domination from Matsuvo. It may just turn into a season of determination from the likes of Hydrant, who is coming back to the AlphaTauri, who has leapt out in front after the first 2 races. The Aston Martin of Maxi Monster is coming back at Grace Warrior, the Ferrari weaving this way and that way. Matsuvo, though, around the outside of the Aston Martin. No, not on this occasion, but he does get a very handsome exit and chasing down the start-finish line and towards the outside of turn 1. He dares. How late is he going to be on the brakes? Late enough perhaps, but he keeps his name in contention through turn 2. The Aston Martin, though, on exit manages to stay ahead. Fantastic racing between the 2. It's one that requires meticulousness. It's one that requires mastery. And it's just the Aston Martin that has mastered this battle so far. He now has a time penalty, a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So then, like I said, he was in Paris. Apologies for the commentator's curse there, but that is going to deal him quite a significant blow, particularly if the pack is, readjusted, and that's maybe through a virtual safety car or an actual safety car. The drivers have stacked up. A 5-second penalty could be critical in the outcome of this race. Now this is going to turn into a terrific battle for 4th place. Gatekeeper ahead of Grace Warrior. Grace Warrior ahead of Maxi Monster. All within, less than a second of one another. Expect some changes for position in a few moments' time, and Grace Warrior gets a delightful exit into the casino hairpin. Gatekeeper may have to relinquish his 4th place to Grace Warrior, which he does, but Maxi Monster with DRS looks like he's going to get past the pair of them around the outside of the chicane. No, the Ferrari later on the brakes manages to hold that 4th place for the moment, but Gatekeeper there losing 2 places in the space of one straight, and that was all impulsed through a poor exit off of the hairpin. He gets a very handsome exit. He is hunting down the rear wing of the Ferrari. He will open DRS, and he has 4th place. Does cover off the Ferrari way before the chicane, but the Aston Martin occupies that 4th place for the moment. I don't think Race Warrior has anything in response. Hydrant led this race at the very beginning. He had to serve a drive-through penalty. He has another 5-second penalty awaiting him. This race has just not gone the way that he would have liked. He started from pole position, and he wants to turn his fortunes around, and he does that for the moment by getting past Gatekeeper, laying down the throttle as the McLaren struggled on exits. But the battle between Maxi Monster and Grace Warrior for 4th is everlasting, and the Ferrari claims back that 4th place on towards the chicane. The Aston Martin has a good enough exit, but not good enough, at least comfortable for the AlphaTauri. What isn't comfortable though is Grace Warrior's 3rd place, and that's because Maxi Monster with DRS has with it 3rd place. DRS is proving very powerful around the circuit, Gilles Villeneuve. Now, it is going to be interesting though, how Maxi Monster, how far he can romp away from Grace Warrior. If he can extend that gap to over a second. This here is the battle for the lead now. Maxi Monster ahead of Grace Warrior into the casino hairpin. We do have a glitched car of Atomic Drax run right in front of both of these drivers, but it seems like Grace Warrior did struggle putting down the power off of the casino hairpin. And I'll tell you someone else who is struggling, and that is Kawasa, who has found the wall, and that is a real shame for him. But Matsuvo, even on his outlap, past Scofie, and he reclaims the net lead of this race. The actual lead of this race, though, looks like it's going to go the way of Grace Warrior side by side, and it looks like he gets into a half spin. He dared to move to the outside of turn 1 to the inside of turn 2. And a bit of contact between the pair has seen the Ferrari lose out, but not by much. He is still under a second behind the Aston Martin. The battle is not over, but Hydrant now has reasserted his name in this race. He currently runs in 3rd, and he, after starting from pole, will want his place back in the lead of this race. He'll need to get past Grace Warrior first. That will prove to be no easy task with the aid of DRS. That may make life a hell of a lot more easy for the Williams. Matsuvo runs behind Hydrant now, so we have a three-way battle for 2nd place on the road. Who's going to come out? Matsuvo gets a wonderful exit off the casino hairpin, but Hydrant uses DRS to defend from the AlphaTauri, and he uses DRS to progress up into 2nd place. Was there contact between the pair? Hopefully not. But Hydrant, now our pole sitter from this race, is up into 2nd place. Matsuvo in the AlphaTauri on the younger tyre sets the fastest lap of the race, but had to take evasive action through turn 1, or he was going to crash into the rear of the Ferrari. And that was a huge scare for the man who may fancy his chances in this race, the championship leader too. And it is all happening here in PFL. This race has lit like a spark. So Kawasa, who has not finished inside the top 10 in any race so far this season, doesn't seem like his fortunes are going to be changing in this race. But Maxi Monster now comes into the pits to change onto the hard compound tyres, I believe. And that gives the lead of the race to Hydrant. Let's see. Yes, it is the hard compound tyres from Maxi Monster. It's the mediums for Grace Warrior. So these two drivers using the virtual safety car period to maybe force their hand. But Hydrant gets us going at the virtual safety car restart with Matt Zuvo in hot pursuit. Scofie runs P3. So again, we have a terrific battle out in front, and it is one that the AlphaTauri may just seize in a few moments' time. Well, it looks like Hydrant's just delaying the phase of him putting the power down, but that proves no problem for Matt Zuvo, who powers past the Williams. Now it seems like Scofie has a plausible chance of getting past the Williams. He chooses the outside line into the chicane. Can he brave it out around the outside? He can! Oh, Scofie! Just glare at the greatness. That was Scofie's. His teammate, though, has found the wall off of the exit of turn 4. And he is thundered out of proceedings here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. That has brought out the safety car. And that has proved terminal damage to Kawasa's race. And the drivers are surely going to take the opportunity to pit. Matt Zuvo most certainly is. He comes into the pits. Scofie also comes into the pits. So too does Hydrant. I'm pretty sure Revokes will too. Yes, he does. Just making sure he does not speed in the pit lane there. Maxi Monster, though, he also comes into the pits. Grace Warrior, we'll have to see. But then the first safety car of this race has been called. Seems like Matt Zuvo will emerge back into the lead of this race ahead of Scofie and Hydrant. Now, Hydrant, let's see, has he served his penalty? Yes, he has. So then, Hydrant, who was so quick in qualifying, he can perhaps show his pace at this safety car restart, and he does stand a chance in this race. Does he choose to lay down the throttle and get us back underway? Dumbest Basket now has a time penalty. Oh, Matt Zuvo, did he hit the wall? Oh, I thought he did there, but he lays down the throttle, and we're back underway here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and that's a healthy lead already for the AlphaTauri. He's stretching his lead, and he is raging away from the pack. He leads from Scofie. Hydrant, our pole sitter from the race, runs third. Revokes fourth. Grace Warrior fifth. Maxi Monster sixth ahead of Connor. Gatekeeper is eighth. Dumbest Basket now comes into the pits for a new front wing and to serve a penalty. Atomic Drax has ghosted out of this race. Though he runs 10th, so at minimum he will get a point, because even drivers that don't finish the race, if they finish inside the top, if they by the leaderboards are recognised from within the top 10, they will score points. Top 6, the top 7 have DRS on one another. Oh, but Hydrant now down the inside of the casino hairpin. He dares to move down the inside, but unfortunately for him, it does not work. Revokes then struggling off of exit. Looks like Grace Warrior is going to seize that chance happily. He's almost shoving him down the straights. He looks to the inside, and that should be the place for him. But Scofie now down the inside into the chicane. It doesn't seem to work. Grace Warrior ahead of Revokes there, who seems to be losing places left, right and centre down the straight. But here comes Scofie down the inside into turn 1. He drives it on the last lap. Can he work it to perfection on this lap? No, because Matt Zuvo comes back in the battle. But Hydrant on exit. I thought he stood a chance there of taking the lead of the race. But Matt Zuvo still is in the lead of the race. Scofie is asking all the questions, but Matt Zuvo has each and every response. His car has disappeared, but now all the drivers are pitting for the soft compound tyres, it seems. And Matsubo as well is going to change his front wing, so he did damage his front wing. And that's probably going to explain why he just wasn't that quick. But Scofie's passed him, Hydrant's passed him, Maxi Monster is past him. Matsubo is now down in 5th. Oh, this race is swinging lap after lap. Right, that story in the 3rd race. Does Gatekeeper have us underway? It looks like he does, perhaps. Yes, he does then. He lays down the throttle. And we are back racing here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It looks like Race Warrior is spotting an opportunity to get past Matsubo. He looks to the inside of turn 1 and they make contact. The Ferrari spins around. He hunted for the inside line and it just did not work for him. But Scofie, he wants the lead of the race. Is he going to have the lead of the race? He's taken a different line to the McLaren through the corners, through the entry of the corners, but he doesn't have the lead at the moment. Hydrant is lurking on his rear wing. On board the Haas's front wing. You can see how close he's getting to the McLaren, and it looks like he's got past him. Scofie then takes the lead of the race. Hydrant is going to follow suit, and down the inside he goes into the casino hairpin. And it looks like now the McLaren is behind him, and it looks like it may just be a scrap between Scofie and Hydrant for the race win. Maxi Monster now wants 3rd place off of Gatekeeper. And you can really see the softer compounded tyres really coming into effect. The McLaren can't do anything about it. The Aston Martin down the inside into the chicane makes that move work, and he displaces the McLaren. Maxi Monster is up into 3rd. Matsubo is up into 4th. The championship leader has not had the race that he would have wanted. Scofie is about a second ahead of Hydrant, so when DRS will soon be enabled, looks like he may have a healthy enough gap to maintain the lead of the race. Matsubo, though, draws level with the McLaren of Gatekeeper. Soon, after, he draws ahead. Matsubo up into 4th. What can he do, though, for the remainder of this race? Well, he's going to hold 4th because Gatekeeper had a few problems through the final corner, and it looks like Atomic Drax has now exited the race. Looks like even the World of Champions has claimed a victim under the name of Atomic Drax too. So that puts us down to 7 drivers. Dumbest Basket hunting down Gatekeeper down the DRS straights. 5th place is now his. He can wave goodbye to the McLaren, who struggles through the final chicane. And that may just be that battle sorted. But 2 laps left of this race then. Scofie still running ahead of Hydrant. He's escaping from the Williams' DRS threat. That Aston Martin rear wing is getting closer and closer. The Aston Martin then slows down. But how do they both fare on exit? Matt has DRS. The Aston Martin rear wing is getting larger and larger. And he then makes contact with the rear wing, does Matsubo. But through the exit of turn 2, he looks to go down the inside. They lay down the throttle. Does he emerge ahead? No, not for the moment. But this battle is going to continue through the next few corners. But here comes Scofie. He started this race from last. Logic deemed it fanciful. Logic deemed it fictional. But Scofie has just gone from last to first in a race of true mastery. He conquers the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And right now, we are living in the Haas's fantasy. What a drive from Scofie, who wins from Hydrant by 2 seconds in the end. Matsubo comes home 3rd, Maxi Monster 4th, Dumbest Basket 5th, Gatekeeper 6th, and Race Warrior will come home 7th. So then, that's what you see before you is the race result. Scofie from 12th/last wins the race ahead of Hydrant, who started from pole but had a couple of penalties in the end, which really did curtail his efforts. Matsubo in 3rd ahead of Maxi Monster, Dumbest Basket, Gatekeeper. Race Warrior was the final finisher, and there your list of non-finishers. I say that because this screen is about to disappear.